Welcome to Mathematics. Mathematics made easy by the ego, Mangeya. Right. In this video, I work out this question paper. It's a extended maths paper for Cambridge, IGCSE. That's the one that I'm working out. You can see on your screen, right? Then my name, I said Mangeya. Then contacts plus 263 774 024150, like this. The ego. So mathematics made easy. You are doing it the easy way. Let's move straight to the first question, but please take note of the instructions. You have to remember the instructions, right? Don't take them for granted, but you have to consider them, especially this one of the degree of accuracy. If the degree of accuracy is not specified in the question, and if the answer is not exact, give the answer to 3 significant figures. Give answers in degrees to 1 decimal place. Then pi, you can use the one on your calculator, or 3.142 when necessary. So please take note of these instructions. They are very, very important. Right, let's go straight to question number 1. This one is question number 1. And remember, this one is for 2019. Please take note of that. It's October, November 2019. Extended maths for Cambridge. Then question number 1, it's saying, in the diagram, AC and BC are straight lines. Find the value of P and the value of Q. So on the value of P and the value of Q. What are you supposed to do? First, you can find P, right? How? Use adjacent angles on a straight line. P and 48 degrees. They are called adjacent angles on a straight line. This angle and this angle. So, what do you know about them? They add up to 180 degrees. So, if you can say P plus 48 degrees, P plus 48 is equals to 180. So it means your P is equals to 180 minus 48. Then you can punch in your calculator 180 minus 48. What do you get? 132. So P is 132. I can write 132 degrees. Please don't forget to put the sign, the degree sign. Put it, please. Then Q, right? Q, you can first find this angle. This angle in 48 degrees, they are the same. They are equal. Why? They are called opposite angles on straight lines. They are equal, which means this angle is 48 degrees. Now to find Q, you have to use angles in a triangle. Angles in a triangle. That's the concept that you have to apply to find your Q. So you say 55 plus 48 plus Q is equals to 180 degrees. So angles in a triangle, they add up to 180 degrees. Then if you can simplify here, 55 plus 48, what you get is 103. 103. So it will be 103 plus Q is equals to 180 degrees. So your Q is equals to 180 minus 103. What is 180 minus 103? Then you get 77. So Q is supposed to be 77 degrees. These are 3 marks. Free marks, eh? Then part B, the angles of a quadrilateral are x degrees. What they are there? The angles, you can see them. Then find the value of x. Right. Take note. This one is called a quadrilateral. Quadrilateral, you have to know the properties of angles inside a quadrilateral. It's a 4-sided shape. That's a quadrilateral. So what are the sum of angles in a quadrilateral is 360. So you just add all these angles and you equate to 360. So you can say x plus 5 degrees plus 2x minus 25, then plus x plus 10 is equals to 360 degrees. Then if you can say x plus 2x, because x plus x is 2x, 2x plus 2x, it will be 4x, 4x plus x, it will be 5x on this side. Then you say here 5 plus 5 minus 25, it will be minus 20. Minus 20 plus 10, it will be minus 10. Minus 10 here is 360. Then 5x is equals to, collect like terms, 360 plus 10, 370. 370. You divide by 5 both sides. So 370 divided by 5, what do you get? You get 74. So x is actually 74 degrees. 74 degrees. Then you are done. Next part. A regular polygon has 72 sides. Find the size of an interior angle. Find the size of an interior angle. Please take note. What you want is one angle, because it's one interior angle. Take note of angle and angles. Right, so this one is 72 sides. What you just do is you can use the formula, because first you have the formula for finding the sum of angles in a polygon. You say n minus 2 times 180. That's the sum of angles in a polygon, interior angles in a polygon, right? So here we are given that the value of n is 72, because n is the number of sides or the number of angles. Then find the size of an interior angle. Right, to find each interior angle, what do? You divide by the number of angles or the number of sides. Here you can say divide by n is equals to each interior angle, right? So your n were given, n is equals to 72. Now let's simplify. You just say 72 minus 2 times 180 over 72. Then multiply the first, you say 72 minus 2, it's 70. Then 70 times 180, what do we get? 12,600. 12,600 over 72 divided by 72. Then you get 175. So it's 175 degrees. That's the size of each interior angle. Right, next question, part D. Please take note, it's not to scale here. It's not to scale. Otherwise, you start measuring using a protractor. No. Right, it's saying A, B, C, and D lie on the circle center O with diameter AC. A, B, C, D lie on the circle center O is the center with diameter AC. So AC is the diameter. PQ is a tangent to the circle at A. It's a tangent at A. Then angle PAD is 60 degrees given, and BAC is 20 degrees given. Then find the values of U, V, W, X, and W, and Y. So I want to find the size of all these angles that are, all these missing angles on this diagram. All right. What you have to do on this one is called circle geometry. You have to apply the rules or the laws, theories of circle geometry. You have to know them. They must be in you. And also the theories on angles in triangles and angles in quadrilaterals. All those things, you must know them. Even angles on parallel lines, you have to know the properties of those angles. Right, so on this one, you say there's this law which says the exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the opposite interior angle. That's the first law that you can apply here, which means this one 60 degrees is equal to W, which means W here is 60 degrees, right? The exterior angle of a triangle, this angle, is equal to this angle. If this one is X, this one also is X. the exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the opposite interior angle. Then we found our W. Then you can also find V using angles subtended by the same chord AD. Is the chord subtending these angles and this angle. This one and this one, they are coming from the same chord. So V is also 60 degrees. Like this. Right, now we have two angles. We are left with X, Y, and U. Then you can find U. Right? How can you find U? We can use this theory. If this one is a tangent, then angle where the line from the center meets the tangent to the circle is a right angle. It's 90 degrees, which means U plus 60 is 90 degrees. If U plus 60 is 90 degrees, then U will be 90 minus 60. What will be the value? It's 30 degrees. So this one will be 30 degrees here. So step by step, we're going there. We're going there. Right, we're left with Y and X. Y and X. Right, now to find X. Right, X we can use this triangle here. Radius and radius join together. Like this one, radius, and this one is radius. So radi join together. They form an isosceles triangle, which means this angle and this angle, they are the same. They are equal. If this angle is X, this one is also X degrees. So it means 30 degrees is the same as this angle here. Based on the concept of base angles of an isosceles triangle, they are equal. Joining two radi together, then you get an isosceles triangle. Now to find X, you can just use this triangle AOD. AOD. Angles in a triangle, they add up to 180 degrees, right? So angles in a triangle, they add up to 180 degrees. So you can add 30 plus 30 from 180. Then you get X. 30 plus 30, that's 60. From 180, it will be 120. 120 degrees. So X is 120 degrees. Now we're left with Y. We are left with Y. How can you find Y? Right, so taking this 20 degrees is coming from this point C and this point B. Angles that are subtended by the same arc. Even this one, you can say this arc that's subtended by the same arc. This one 20 degrees and this one CDB. They are the same, they are equal, which means this angle is 20 degrees. Then to find Y, we use this diameter AOC. Angle subtended or formed by the diameter is a right angle, is 90 degrees. So it means this angle ADC, this whole angle is 90 degrees. This whole angle. So if we can add 30 plus Y plus 20, you get 90 degrees. 30 plus Y plus 20 is equals 90 degrees. 30 plus Y plus 20 is equals to 90 degrees. Then here it will be 50 plus Y is equals to 90. So your Y will be 90 minus 50, which is equals to 40 degrees. So your Y is 40 degrees here. We are done. Which one is left to be found? Nothing. So we found all the angles. So this is how you work out angles on circle geometry. You just apply the theories based on circle geometry and angles on triangles or shapes. Right. Then next part E. A, B, and C lie on the circle center O. Angle AOC is 3x plus 22 degrees is given, and angle ABC is 5x degrees given. Find the value of x. Right, you have to know the relationship, or which angles have the relationship in this case. This angle and this angle on this side, they are the ones that are related. How? You apply that concept law on circle geometry, which says angle at the center is twice angle at the circumference of a circle. Angle at the center is twice angle at the circumference of a circle, which means this angle marked in red is twice this angle 5x, right? So you just form an equation based on that concept. Then you solve, you find the value of x. Then now the first thing is to find this angle in red. How? You use angles at a point. Angles at a point, they add up to 360 degrees. So to get that one, you say 360 minus 3x plus 22 degrees. That's the first step. Then you remove the bracket. It will be 360 minus 3x. Then please take note, the sign will change here. Minus 22 because of the minus sign outside the bracket. It is an effect of changing all the signs that will be inside the brackets. That's the effect of a minus sign outside the bracket. So, or if you don't want to have any problems, you can just put 1 here and you remove brackets using minus 1. So it will be minus 1 times plus 22. It will be minus 22. Right now, collect like terms. 360 minus 22 minus 3x. You can subtract the 360 minus 22. What do you get? 338. 338 minus 3x. So that's the size of this angle. 338 minus 3x. Right. Now, let's apply that concept on circle geometry. Angle at the center is twice angle at the circumference. So if you can say 2 times, we put 2 times 5x is equals to 338 minus 3x. Angle at the center, which is this one, 338 minus 3x, is 2 times 5x, which is at the circumference of a circle. Then remove bracket and simplify. This one will be 10x is equals to 338 minus 3x. Then collect like terms. 10x plus 3x is equals to 338. It will be 13x is equals to 338. Then what do? You divide by 13 both sides. It will be x is equals to 26. So x will be equal to 26 degrees. So these are 4 marks for free. Then question number 2, it says Ali and Mo share a sum of money in the ratio Ali Mo 9:7. Ali receives 600 more than Mo. Take note of that. These are weight problems. Weight problems, they are usually problems. But please just understand the mathematical language. Ali receives 600 more than Mo, which means if Ali receives 5, then Mo, if Mo receives 5, then Ali will receive 5 plus 600. That's what that's what the meaning of that one. Then calculate how much each receives. How much each receives. First thing, we don't know how much they shared. So we say, let the amount shared be x. That's the first thing. Let the amount shared be x. So based on this ratio, it means Ali got 9/15 of x and Mo got 7/15 of x. X being the amount of money that they shared, total amount that they shared together. Right, so we are saying Ali got 9/15 x and Mo got 7/15 x. Now let's consider this statement. As Ali receives 600 more than Mo. More than Mo. Which means if you can say Mo's money amount 7/15x plus 600, then we get the amount that was received by Ali. So just form a simple equation like this one in this case. It's a simple equation. Then you solve the equation, right? You solve the equation. Right, the first thing that you can do, you can multiply everything by 15. Please remember, these are equations with fractions. How do you solve equations with fractions? You multiply by the lowest common multiple of the denominators, which means multiply everything by 15 here. 7x over 15 plus 15 times 600 is equals to 15. 9x over 15. So this and this, they will cancel out. This will cancel out this, then the 15 will cancel out. Then what will remain is what? We have 7x here plus 15 times 600. 15 times 600. It's actually 9,000. So this one will be 9,000 is equals to 9x on this side. Then collect like terms and simplify. It will be 9,000 is equals to 9x minus 7x. 9,000 is equals to 2x. Then divide by 2 both sides. Divide by 2 both sides, you get x is equals to this one is 4,500. So 4,500 is the total amount that they shared. But what you want is the amount that was received by each of the two. So we start by Ali. He received 9 over 15, which means 9 over 15 times 4,500. You punch in your calculator. 9 over 15 times 4,500. You get 2,700. Then the other one more is 7 over 15. 7 over 15 times 4,500. This one got 2,100. Like this. Even if you can subtract the two, you can see the difference between the two is actually 600. So it means this answer is actually very, very correct. Right, moving on to the next part. In a sale, Ali buys a television for 195.80. The original price was 220. Calculate the percentage reduction on the original price. Percentage reduction on the original price. Original price was 220 and the new price was 195. This one just use this concept or this formula. I say new minus old over old times 100. It's very simple. Then this one to be as a percentage. So new price 195.80 minus old 220. So the original price, remember, that's the old price. Then times 100. If you can simplify this, what do you get? So using your calculator, you say 195.8 minus 220. Then you get minus 24.2. Then you say divided by 220 in your calculator, you get minus 0.11. Then times 100, you get minus 11. So it will be minus 11%. Don't please, this one minus sign, don't worry about this one. It just represents a decrease in the price, right? It just represents a decrease in the price. So you just write 11 here. So it's 11%. Then we are done. Next part. Part C. In the sale, Mo buys a jacket for $63. The original price was reduced by 25%. Calculate the original price of the jacket. In a sale, Mo buys a jacket for $63. The original price was reduced by 25%. Calculate the original price of the jacket, right? So we don't know the original price, but the price that this guy bought this jacket is $63 given. So if you don't know the original price, you say let the original price be X. Let the original price be X. Price be X. So we say X minus 25% of X is equals to 63. Most if you can subtract 25% of the original price from the original price, you get the new price. That's the simple formula that you can apply or use. So x minus 25%, you can use 25 is 25 over 100. X is equal to 63, or better to use it as 25 as 25% as 0.25. 0.25 x is equal to 63. Right, if you can apply x minus 0.25 x, what do you get? It's just 1 minus 0.25. You get 0.75. So you write 0.75 x is equal to 63. Then to get your x, you divide by 0.75 both sides. So 63 over 0.75. What do you get in your calculator? Divided by 0.75, you get 84. So x is equal to 84. That's the original price, so it was $84. Please take note, on all price increase or price decrease, this is the formula that you can use. Original then plus percentage of original is equals to new. If it's an increase, if it's a decrease like in this case, you say original minus percentage of original is equals to new price. That's what you do. Question number 3, it's saying Dina invests 600 for 5 years at a rate of 2% per year compound interest. Calculate the value of this investment at the end of 5 years. What's the value after 5 years? So what do? Use this formula. The future value, that is the value of the investment, is equals to the principal value, that is the amount invested, then 1 plus r to the power t. This is the formula that you can just apply, where r is a percentage, this one it will be over 100. Please take note of that. So if it's 2%, it will be 2 over 100. Right, now let's work it out. Want the value of this investment after 5 years. So t is the time, the power. You substitute 600, that's the principal value, amount invested, 1 plus 2 over 100 to the power 5. It will be 600, 1 plus, this one inside is, you can simplify to 0.02. Because working with decimals in this case, it will be much more easier. Because you have your calculator here. So this one will be, let me simplify it further, 600, then 1 plus 0.02 is 1.02 to the power 5. Right, so first thing, if you want to punch in your calculator, first you say 1.02. You don't start by 600, 1.02 to the power 5. To the power 5. That's what you do to avoid errors. Then after that, you say, you get your answer, you say times now 600. Then you get 662. And this one, we want it to 3 significant figures. Remember, on our instructions, so it will be 662. Like this. Then we are done. That's the value of the investment after 5 years. Right, next. The value of a gold ring increases exponentially at a rate of 5% per year. The value is now 882. Calculate the value of the ring 2 years ago. So what's the value 2 years ago? The value of a gold ring increases exponentially at a rate of 5% per year. The value is now 882. Calculate the value of the ring 2 years ago. This one is the same as the part A. You just use the same formula. But here, our future value is now 882. Our present value, we don't have our principal value. So that's the one that you want actually. That's the one that you want. Then our R is equal to 5%. 5%, which is 5 over 100. Let me just write 5% here. Then time times 2 years. Now let's substitute. So you say 882 is equals to PV 1 plus, this one is 5%, which is 5 over 100 to the power time, which is 2 in this case. So if you can simplify, it will be 882 is equals to PV. This one, 5% is 0.05 plus 1 is 1.05 the power 2. Then you divide by 1.05 the power 2 both sides. Then you get your PS 882 over 1.05 to the power 2. Like this. So that will be your PV. This one is your PV, your principal value, the amount invested. Right, so you say, first you say, this one you can find direct. You can say 882 divided by 1.05 to the power 2 or squared. Then you get 800 right away. 800. This one is actually direct. Right, next question. Find the number of complete years it takes for the ring's value of 882 to increase to a value greater than 1100. Find the number of complete years it takes for the ring's value of 882 to increase to a value greater than 1100. So this one, in other words, what you want, well, is still the same question. You're using the same information as above here, and the same formula, but our PV now, we are using our PV is 882. Then our future value is supposed to be is greater than 1100. Then interest rate is 5%, which is our 5%. What we want here now is the time. That's what we don't have. So just substitute these values to get the time. How? You say, so this value must be greater than, please take note of that, greater than 1100. So you say 882 1 plus 5 over 100 to the power 3 must be greater than 1100. Like this. So you just form a simple equation like this one. Then simplifying, it will be 882. This one is 1.05 to the power 3 is greater than 1100. What I'm supposed to do, you divide by 882 first. Divide both sides by 882 to the power 3 is greater than dividing 1100 by 882. 1100 divided by 882. What do you get here? 1.247. Let me round off like that. Say decimal 1.247. Then when it's like this, please, you have to apply the laws on logarithms. You introduce log here. You say log 1.05 the power 3 greater than, you also put log here 1.247. Then after that, applying the laws of logarithms, it will be t log 1.05 is greater than log 1.247. Then you divide by log 1.05 both sides, you get t greater than log 1.247 over log 1.05. So your t will be greater than, let's punch this in your calculator. Now you can punch this one in your calculator. You say log is there on your calculator, please take note of that. 1.247 divided by log 1.05. 1.05, what do you get? You get 4.524. In this case, What they want is the number of complete years. Please take note of that. The number of complete years. So it means the years are greater than 4.5, which means they are actually 5 years. 5 complete years. For the amount to be greater than 1,100. Alright, we're done. Next question. Question number 4. It's saying, calculate the external curved surface area of a cylinder with radius 8 meters and height 19 meters. You have to know the formulas. This one is mensuration, the topic. Then you have to know the areas, volumes of shapes. So now, what you want is the curved surface area of a what? Of a cylinder. How do you calculate the curved surface area of a cylinder? Is 2 pi RL. 2 pi RL. That's the curved surface area of a cylinder. Here you just substitute here. We say 2. So it will be 2 times pi times radius is 8. Length, that's the height, is 19. Then you just punch in your calculator. Use your pi on your calculator, please. 2 times pi times 8 times 19 times 8 times 19, you get 955. Like this. So it's a decimal, but you round off to 3 significant figures as per our instruction. Please take note of that. Right, item 2. This surface is painted at a cost of 85 cents per square meter. Calculate the cost of painting this surface. So these are 955 square centimeters at a cost of 0.85 per square meter. What do? You just multiply 955 times 0.85. Then multiply by 0.85. You get 811 and 12 actually. 812 to 3 significant figures. To 3 significant figures is 812. Right. Next question. Part B. A solid metal sphere with radius 6 centimeters is melted down, and all the metal is used to make a solid cone with radius 8 centimeters and height 8 centimeters. Show that h is equals 13.5. So we have two shapes here. A solid metal sphere with radius 6 centimeters that has been melted down. Then we have now a cone with radius 8 and height h. The concept here is based on the volume. The volume before is equal to the volume after, because the same amount or quantity of materials has been used. Because volume, the space occupied by the shapes, is still the same. So you find the volume of a sphere, then you say equals to volume of a cone. Then you can find the value of h. Let's do it like that. What's the volume of the sphere? We are given the volumes here, 4 over 3 pi r cubed. So you say 4 over 3 pi times radius, it was 6 cubed, is equals to the volume after, that is the volume of the solid cone. This one, the volume 1 over 3 pi r squared h, you say 1 over 3 pi times radius of a cone is 8 square times a height. We're not given the height, so just put or use h in this case. Right. Then if you can simplify here, 4 times, we can just say 4 times 6 cubed. 6 cubed is what? 6 cubed times 4, 864. Then say divided by 3. Right, you can get a straight answer, 288. 288, because it's 4 times 6 cubed is equals to, divided by 3, you get 288 on this side. 288 pi. Don't worry about this pi, because you can see there are pi's on both sides, so they'll just cancel each other. So don't worry about them. Then here, this one will be 64 pi h over 3. Like this. Right. You want to get rid of 3, what do? You multiply everything by 3 or both sides by 3, which means 3 will multiply this side, 288 pi is equal to 64 pi h. If you multiply this one by 3, 288 by 3, you get 864. 864 pi is equal to 64 pi h. Then we divide by 64 pi. Divide both sides by 64 pi. So it will be 864 pi over 64 pi is equal to h. Pi and pi, they will cancel each other out. This one will cancel each other out. So if h is equal to 864 over 64. So you can divide here. You get your 13.5 direct. 13.5 right away. That's the height that you're supposed to show. Right, moving on to the next question. Calculate the slant height of the cone. Slant height of the cone. Now we're given the height of the cone, we have it. Because the cone is like this. So the height is 13.5. But what you want is the slant height. Then radius of the cone, we're given is it 8? Yes, it's 8 centimeters here. That's the radius, 8 centimeters. So you put 8. You put 8 here. Centimeters. So the slant height, this one is actually a triangle. You can just take a triangle, a right angle triangle like this. 13.5 and 8 and x. How can you solve right angle triangles? When there are two sides given like this, you can just use Pythagoras. So by Pythagoras, you say x squared is equals to 13.5 squared plus 8 squared. So x will be equal to the square root of 13.5 squared plus 8 squared. That will be x, remember. So you say 13.5 squared plus 8 squared is equals to, you get your answer. Then square root of answer, it will be 15.6923. Then to 3 significant figures, it will be 15.7. 15.7. You are done. Then next, calculate the curved surface area of the cone. Right, we are given the formula, area is equals pi RL. That's the formula. So the curved surface area, you say area is equals to pi times the radius of a cone, it was 8. Then L is the slant height, which is 15.7. So you just multiply, you get your area. So 15.7, you say pi times 8 times 15.7. Then you get 394.58. Then to 3 significant figures, it will be 395. 395. That's it. To 3 significant figures. Right, now moving on to the next question. Part C. It's saying two cones are mathematically similar. The total surface area of the smaller cone is 80 square centimeters. The total surface area of the larger cone is 180. The volume of the smaller cone is 168. Then calculate the volume of the larger cone. Right, remember, this one is similarity. If two shapes are similar, then the ratio of their corresponding size, they are the same. If two shapes are similar, then the ratio of their corresponding sides. Right, so if two shapes are similar, then the ratio of their corresponding sides, they are the same. Then the ratio of the corresponding sides, then when it comes to area, you square the sides. Then it must be equal to the ratio of the areas of the shapes. Like in this case, we don't know the ratio of the sides. That's what you have to find first, the ratio of the sides of these cones, right? Or the radius of the cone, of the cones. Right, let's find the ratio of the radius of the radii first. How? You say let the radius of the bigger be b and the smaller be a. So you say b squared over a squared is equals to 180 over 80. Where 180 is the bigger, so you put the size of the from the bigger shape on top as numerators, then denominators are supposed to be the smaller shape. Right, you can simplify this one. What do you get? Let's simplify. 8 0 0, then panapa you get 9 over 4. So b squared over a squared is 9 over 4. B squared over a squared is equals to, then 9, it will be 3 squared over 2 squared. So something like this, which means the ratio of the sides, there are 3 and is 3:2. That's the ratio of the sides, so it's 3:2. Now if you want volume, you put to the power 3. You put the power 3. So for volume, you say 3 cubed over 2 cubed is equals to volume of bigger shape. We don't have it, or bigger cone, so we just put v. Then over the volume of the smaller cone, which is 168, like this. Now simplify and find the volume of the bigger or the larger cone. This one will be, it will be 9 over no, it's 27 over 8 is equals to v over 168. Then you multiply both sides by 168, right? Again, just let's close multiply to avoid confusion, because I know there are some here. Times 27 is equals 8v. Then after that you divide by 8, it will be 168 times 27 over 8 is equals to v. Then you can punch in your calculator. Just punch in your calculator 168 times 27, then divided by 8, you get 567. 567. So this one will be 567 right away. So that's the volume of the bigger shape. That's how you do it when it comes to similarity. Right. Next part D. The diagram shows a pyramid with a square base, A, B, C, D. So A, B, C, D is a square base. DB is 8 centimeters. DB, 8 centimeters. That's the diagonal of the square. Remember, if it's a square, then diagonal DB and AC, they will bisect each other at 90 degrees or at right angles. Then next, they say P is vertically above the center X of the base, and PX is 5 centimeters. So PX is 5 centimeters, DB is 8 centimeters, which means XB, you just divide 8 by 2, it's 4. Also DX is also 4 centimeters. Then they say calculate the angle between PB and the base ABCD. This is the angle that is needed. This one is 4, and this one is PX is 5. This one is also 4. So what do you do? Since you want this angle, we can call it theta here. You can call it theta. What the size of this angle theta? You just take this triangle here, like this. There's a 4 here, then a 5 here. This one is PX, then B here. Then you want this angle theta. That's the angle that you want. Right. This one is the right angle triangle. What do you use to solve right angle triangle? You use it's either Pythagoras or you can use SOHCAHTOA. But Pythagoras works only with sides. So in this case, you have to use SOHCAHTOA or Chashotau. But in this case, let me use SOHCAHTOA. Socatua. Like this. So let's look. Which sides are we given? Which sides are we given? 4 is the adjacent and 5 is the opposite. So we're given opposite and adjacent. What do we use? Opposite and adjacent is tan. So you right away you say tan of the angle given, which is theta, is equals opposite, which is 5 over adjacent, which is 4. Then to get your theta here, you say arctan of 5 over 4. Then find your calculator, then you can find your theta there. Arctan, first you press second function, then you press where there is tan, you open bracket, 5 divided by 4, close bracket, equals to, then it will be 51.3. Remember, angles that are supposed to be to 1 decimal place. So it's 51.3 degrees. That's the final answer. Then you are done. Question number 5. Question number 5. The diagram shows a triangular field ABC on horizontal ground. ABC on horizontal ground. Then Hans Olaf runs from A to B at a constant speed of 4 meters per second, and then from B to C at a constant speed of 3 meters per second. He then runs at a constant speed from C to A. His average speed for the whole journey is 3.6 meters per second. Calculate his speed when he runs from C to A. From C to A. And what was his speed now? So first, you have to look. What are we given? We are given the average speed for the whole journey. What's the formula for finding this one? Average speed for the whole journey is equals total distance traveled over total time taken. So you have to find the time for each, and the distance just you have to add and equate to 3.6. Equate to 3.6. Right, on the first lap, the speed was 4.4 meters per second. So what was the time? You just say 120 over 4. 120 over 4, which means the time was what? 120 over 4 is 30. So this one, it took 30 seconds. Then on the second lap, time is 180. 180 over 3, which means it's 60 over 3, this one, which means it's 60 seconds. Then the other one, we don't know the time. We just call it T. Right? So you have 30 and 60. That's what we have here. 30 and 60. Let me write it down here. So the distance you say 120 plus 180 plus 150 over the time, 30 plus 60. Let's call the time T. Then is equals to 3.6. So just form a simple equation like this one. Then add the distance is 120 plus 180. 120 plus 180 plus 150. You get 450 over, this one will be 90 plus T is equal to 3.6, like this. Then cross multiply, it will be 450 is equals to 3.6 times 90 plus T, like this. Then you can remove brackets by 3.6. Remove brackets, or you can just divide by 3.6. 450 divided by 3.6. What do you get? You get 125. So you can say this one divided by 3.6. 450 over 3.6 is equals to 90 plus T, which is 125 is equals to 90 plus T. So your time here is 125 minus 90. 125 minus 90, what's the answer? It's 35. So your time is 35. So T is equals to 35 seconds. So the last lap, It's 35 seconds. But what you want is the speed, right? Is the speed. So speed, you say distance over time. So what are the distance on the final part? It's 150 meters, then time 35. So you say speed is equals to 150 over 35. So 150 divided by 35, what do you get? 4.29. Let's just say 4.29 to three significant figures. 4.29 meters per second. Then you're done. Use the cosine rule to find BAC. Want to find angle BAC? This is the angle BAC. Right, so to find this angle BAC, let me rub this part. Like this. So to find the angle BAC, he said, I have even told you use the cosine rule. So you have to work out this one. You say, by cosine formula, is a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc. A squared is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos a. So your a is the side opposite that angle, which is 180 in this case. So this one is your a, this one is your b, and your c. So a is 180, b and c 150 and 120. So you say 180 squared is equals to 150 squared plus 120 squared minus 2 times 150 times 120, then cos BAC. That's the angle that you want to find here. Then you have to simplify this one. Right, 150 squared, you can say in your calculator, 150 squared plus 120 squared, or let's start with 180. 180 squared, you get 32,400. Then 150 squared plus 120 squared is equals 36,900. Minus, then 2 times 150 times 120 is 36,000 cos BAC. Then after that, this one, the coefficient of course must be positive, so you say 36,000 cos BAC is equals to 36,900 minus 32,400. It will be 36,000 cos BAC is equals to, right, 36,900 minus 32,400 is 4,500. Then you divide by 36,000 both sides, it will be cos BAC is equals to 4,500 over 36,000. So divided by 36,000, what do you get? You can get as a fraction 1 over 8. So cos BAC is equals to 1 over 8. BAC is equals to arc cos of 1 over 8. So arc cos of 1 over 8, what do you get? Press second function, then arc cos, open bracket, 1 divided by 8, close bracket, then is 82.8. 82.8 degrees to 1 decimal place. We are done. Right, next question. The bearing of C from A is 210 degrees. Find the bearing of B from A. C from A is 210. Let's move up. C from A is 210. You have this part. C from A. So C from A. So the bearing, you mark angle from the north of the from point. So this one is C from A. So from the north of A to the line with C, this is 210 degrees, like this. Then you want the bearing of B from A. So B from the north of A, which means the angle that we need here is this angle. Let me mark is a different ink. This angle is the one that you want. The bearing of B from A. If this one is 210, then what about this angle here? Right? So 210 is from this part to this part. Then want the bearing of B from A. Let me go back to the question again. The bearing of C from A is 210. Find the bearing of B from A. Also is the angle that you found here. BAC you found to be 82.8. That's BAC. BAC also have to use this one. 82.8. Yes, 82.8. Let's use this one. So to find this angle, since the whole angle is 210, just say 210 minus 82.8. So it's 210 minus 82.8. Let me go down here. 210 minus 82.8. Right, what do you get? 127 degrees. 127.1. 0.2 actually. To one decimal place is 0.2 degrees. Then expand. Find the bearing of A from B. Find the bearing of A from B. So A from the north of B. B is the from point here. So from the north of B here, what's the bearing of A from the north of B? Oh, this one, right, let me draw it. It's like this. So from the north of B to the line with A, this angle is the one that is needed. How can you find the size of this angle, of the marked angle? Right, what you do is, here we have this one as 127. This one, then you can also apply this concept, finding this angle. That angle, you can say 180 minus 127. These are called interior angles on parallel lines. Interior angles on parallel lines. Then you get 180 minus 127 is 53. This one is 53 degrees. So to get the whole angle here, required to just say 360 minus 53, which is 307. 360 minus 53, which is 307. 360 minus 53, you write it down, which is 307 degrees. You can even say 180 plus this angle. This angle on the other side here, the same as 127. So you can say 180 plus 127. 180 plus 127. 180. You can still get 307. You can still get 307. Right. Next part. And D is the point on AC. that is nearest to B, calculate the distance from D to A. D is a point on AC that is nearest to B. Calculate the distance from D to A. Want the distance from D to A. Right, let me just use all this information. So let me divide here. This is where there is your D. And this angle, how can you find this angle here? How can you find this angle? You just say 180 minus 127. 180 minus 127. This angle is 53 degrees. Right, 53 degrees this angle. Because what you want, the side that one has to find is this side. We can call it X, that is AD to the point D. Let me rub off this part. So this is the side that you want, marked X. So if the angle, if we can have this side, we can have this angle, then it will make sense. Then you can just use this the sine rule. Or you can have this angle here, it will also make sense. How can you find the two angles? How can you find those angles? Right, on this part, we can use the sine rule. We can say this one, first find this one using the sine rule. You say 120 over sine, we can call this one theta for now. Theta is equals to, then which one have an angle on this side, or this one, let's use the bigger triangle. It will be easier that way. Using the bigger triangle, we can find this angle first. You say 150, or let's put the sign on top. You say sine theta, let's call this one theta. Theta over 150 is equals to, then this angle, it was 82.7. Sine 82.8. 82.8 over, then 180. Like this. Then cross multiply, we can just say sine theta is equals to 150 sine 82.8 over 180. Then your theta will be equal to arc sine of 150 sine 82.8 over 180. Then just find your calculator as it is like that. Just find in your calculator 150 sine 82.8, then divided by 180, then arc sine of answer. Arc sine of that answer, you get 55.76, which is 55.8. So this one, 55.8. Then using this small triangle, you can find this angle that I wanted to find initially. You can say 55.8 about 180 minus, using angles in a triangle, 180 minus 55.8 minus 53. Then you get 71.2. So this angle, 71.2. Right, now we can use the sine rule to find this side x. You can say x over sine 55.8 is equals to 120 over sine 71.2. X over sine, let me go down, or you can put the sine on top. Sine 55.8 over x, or I want to find the side. So if I want to find the side, put the sides on top. So x over sine 55.8, x over sine 55.8. Let me move down. X over sine 55.8, x over sine 55.8 is equals to 120 over sine 71.2, like this. Then you can just multiply or cross multiply or multiply by this one, sine 55.8. You get your x is 120 sine 55.8 over sine 71.2. Then here's your calculator. Punch in your calculator. 120 sine 55.8 is equals to, divided by sine 71.2. Then you get 104.8. Or to three significant figures, it's 105. So it's 105 meters. Is there part E? No, part E. Right. So for this first part, let's end here. Then watch out for the second part of this one, of this same paper, right? So the second part is coming. Fire, 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 fire. Please, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, to like the video, also share the video with others, right? Say Mangeya, the eagle.